Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to apply wraps. Now I'm going to start by telling you why our mini heater is way better than a hair dryer. And my cord is a little short, so I can't get it right up close, but you can see that there is a kickstand, so I can put it on the table and my hands are free. If you are using a hair dryer, you're going to have to hold it and heat the wrap and then put it down, and there's a lot of manipulating going on. In addition, listen to how quiet this is. I can guarantee your hair dryer is not that quiet. So I'm able to do my nails while my family's watching TV and it doesn't bother them. You couldn't do that with a hair dryer. Let me turn it back on again and also show you that it doesn't blow things around. If you had a hair dryer, not only would it be blowing your wraps around, it would be blowing anything that wasn't anchored down around. So I strongly recommend the mini heater. We have a fabulous basic bundle that is basically you buy 3, get 1 free. You pay for the application kit, and the way the pricing works out, the mini heater is basically $1. So check out the basic bundle. That's a really great way to get started. Okay, now the other thing you need to know, or one of the many things you need to know, is sizing. You always want to make sure that there is a little bit of nail showing around all the edges. The wraps do not stick to your skin. If it's touching your skin, it's more likely to lift quicker than you would like it to. It's also more likely to wrinkle if it's sized too big. So you want to make sure that you have a little bit of gap there. And I will show you that once I apply them. Now, I have already prepped my nails by removing my invisible cuticle, pushing back the cuticles, washing with dish detergent, lightly buffing. I tend to have weak nails that tend to split because I don't drink enough water. So I have also put on a smoothing base coat. So now the very next thing I'm going to do before I apply the wraps is wipe down with rubbing alcohol. We have nail prep wipes that make it very easy, but you can also use it on a cotton ball. The disadvantage of a cotton ball is that sometimes the fibers get loose, and if you do have anything to snag on, you could end up with some fibers there. So just be aware of that and check that out. Now that I have wiped them with alcohol, I don't want to touch them with the pads of my fingers because there are oils here. The goal is to remove all the oils. Okay, so I'm going to be applying Teal Zeal. Isn't that so pretty? And so because we have a nice clear backing, what you can do is gently bend it and hold it over your nail and figure out which size fits best for which nail. My nails are actually a little bit in between sizes, and so what I tend to do is go a little bit bigger and then trim down. The other thing is you'll notice that the tops of my fingers are a little bit wider than the cuticle end, so sometimes I fit the wider end and then just trim around with my curved scissors. I trim the cuticle end for that. And sometimes I just fit the cuticle end. And what I'm going to do today is choose a wrap that's probably a little bit smaller than I would normally choose so that I can show you that smaller is better. Okay, so I have already figured out that I'm going to use this wrap. So I'm just going to take some scissors and cut. Now, you can just cut in half. Remember I showed you that 1 wrap is enough for 2 fingers, but my nails are really short. I can actually get 3 fingers off a wrap. So what I'm going to do is just gently measure, and I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than my fingernail is. All right. So I'm going to cut that. Then you do not want to touch the adhesive backing because your fingers have oils. So use a nice clean orange stick, and I'm going to actually put on my glasses. So let's see if you can see. You can see where the backing is. what I'm going to do is wedge the orange stick in here and then kind of shimmy up to the top, because this is the side that's going to touch your cuticle. And I'm going to show you what we call the reverse warm method. There are a variety of ways to apply your wraps, which all involve heat and pressure. What I like about the reverse warm method is that you can gently place it on your nail, and if it's not positioned correctly, you can lift it off and reposition it. The standard Jamberry directions say to heat it first and then put it on, and that makes it more difficult to remove. So I'm going to, I don't know how well I can do this for you to see and me to see. I'm going to just lightly place it on my nail. I think I need to look at it myself. I don't want to get too close to my cuticle. Okay, there we go. See, so it is not touching my cuticle, and you can see that there's some nail showing on the edges, and I'll show you that once it's on too, so you can really see it. And it's fairly straight. If it wasn't straight, I could reposition it. Now what I'm going to do is turn on my heater. I'm going to heat the wrap for 3 to 5 seconds. This method is really good for curved nails as well. You want to just start by pressing from the cuticle straight up. Then I'm going to heat one of the sides a little bit. And I'm going to follow the natural curve of the nail, so I'm going to swoop up like that. And then I'm going to do the same on the other nail. On the other side. Ready? I'm going to swoop up the side. Okay? Now, I'm going to heat it again, and I'm going to use the purple cuticle pusher that comes in our standard application kit to apply lots of pressure all around all the edges. So I'm just going to heat it. And then I'm going to apply pressure all along the sides, along the cuticle, up this side, and even on the tip. One of the things I also like to do on the tip to make sure that I've got a really good seal there is I'm going to heat it one more time, and I'm going to gently pull it over the edge. That helps ensure that you've got a nice tight seal. Okay, I'll turn off my heater. Now, what I would normally do is place the wraps like this on all of my fingers and then go back and file the excess off. The reason I would do that is because you really want to let the wraps cool before you file them, because they will shrink up a little bit. I'll also mention that if your nails are very short, what you can do is just use clippers and clip the wrap. Just take a little bit of your nail with it. And that way you'll be sure to not have any wrap overhanging. If you have any wrap hanging over the edge, that's going to likely lead to some lifting. Clipping is also a great way to do your toes, because it's kind of hard to file your toes. Alright, so that has probably cooled. Well, actually it does still feel warm, but for these purposes I'm going to assume that it's cold so I can show you what to do. Now, you're going to take a nice coarse file. The files that come in the Jamberry standard application kit are perfect for that. And I'm going to file down in a straight down motion. Straight down. If you come back up, you're going to lift. You don't want to go sideways either. Straight down. And you can give quite a bit of pressure. What you're basically doing is perforating the wrap from your nail. Now, you do not want to peel it off. You can see that the wrap is a little stuck to the pad of my finger, so I am going to lift it off my finger, but I can feel it. It's still attached to the nail, so that means I need to file some more. Sometimes it gets stuck in the real far corners, and that's a good time to just take your clippers. Alright, let's see again. Oops, see? It just came right off. Okay? Now, sometimes, this nail actually feels good. Sometimes, because you're using a coarse file, sometimes your nail feels a little coarse. So that's where the glass nail file in our deluxe toolkit comes in handy. And for this, I'm actually going to go at a 45-degree angle, but still just straight down. That again is going to make sure that there's no wrap hanging over the edge. You may end up with just a little bit of nail showing, but it's not going to be noticeable to the ordinary observer. So I'm just going to give that a light file. If you have a very good glass nail file like Jamberry's, it should last virtually forever. If it starts to feel like it's losing its abrasiveness, wash it. Just wash it. And it'll come back. Okay? Now that feels nice and smooth. You can see that there is no, I think you can see that there's no wrap overhanging. Now let me show you the gap. When you look at my finger right here, you can see that there's actually quite a bit of nail showing there. And if I can turn my finger enough, let's see. Yep, you can see it on the other side as well. See that? Okay? But when you look at my hand like this, which is how most people are going to be looking at your fingers, it looks fine. You're not looking at my hand going, oh boy, she missed a big spot on her finger, or oh boy, it's really crooked. Okay? So don't be afraid of the gap. Now the last thing that I like to do to get a really, really, really good seal is what we call the baggy method. So I just take an ordinary plastic bag. I'm going to wrap it tightly around my finger, particularly tight around the tips because that's what I am most concerned about. I'm going to heat it again. I basically heat it until it's hot. Obviously you don't want to burn yourself. And then I just apply some more pressure. The baggie helps concentrate the heat, helps seal it right in there. Plus it provides pressure on the tip. All right, there we go. That is how you apply. If you have any trouble, please contact me. When you buy Jamberry from me, you also get me. You get my services. It's my job to make sure that you are loving our products, okay? So don't be afraid to reach out to me. I always follow up with my customers. Take advantage of that, but if you need me before I contact you, reach out to me, please. Okay, so for today's comment, I would like for you to tell me your favorite lacquer or gel from my website. Include the link. Each person who responds, who comments under the video, will be entered into the raffle for a free sheet of accent nails, which I will announce tomorrow morning. We have another game planned for tonight, so be sure to come back and check that out, and have a lovely day. Bye, everyone.